Imagine walking into a room and feeling it bend around not because you smiled louder. Not because your outfit screamed for attention, but because your very presence whispered, hummed, and pulled everyone into your orbit. That's the power I'm talking about. The kind of magnetic energy that doesn't ask permission, doesn't beg for validation, and certainly doesn't compete with anyone. I remember the first time I truly noticed it in myself. It wasn't at some glamorous gala or a photo shoot dripping in designer labels. It was in the quiet hum of a downtown cafe. The kind where espresso machines hiss and the air smells like roasted beans and cinnamon. I was sitting alone, flipping through my journal, letting the sunlight catch in my hair just right, completely unaware that the group of men who just walked in were registering every microsecond of my calm, unapologetic energy. And they didn't notice each other first, they noticed me. Not in a shallow, flirtatious way, but in the way someone notices a rare painting they can't stop staring at. The kind of attention that is instinctual, biological, and almost involuntary. Presence is like gravity. You don't generate it. You simply understand it, cultivate it, and refine it until the world responds to your rhythm. Most women confuse presence with appearance, with clothes, makeup, or the decibels of their laughter. But those are just surfaces. Surfaces can be scratched, can fade, can be ignored. True or a masterized kind that leaves everyone leaning in without even realizing we's rooted in quiet, deliberate stillness, in micro pauses that signal confidence without arrogance, in letting your eyes speak volumes while your lips part ever so slightly to hint at amusement that no one else is privy to. I've walked into boardrooms, date nights, even crowded parties, and felt the subtle shift, way people unconsciously orient themselves toward me, the way conversations stretch and pause, the way tension melts and attention sharpens, all without a word escaping my lips. It's intoxicating, yes, but more importantly, it's strategic and deliberate, like chess played on the social stage where every movement, glance, and breath conveys mastery. The psychological trick here is simple. Humans are wired to follow energy, not words. When your presence is calm, assured, subtly teasing, people lean in, subconsciously mirroring your rhythm, craving a story they don't yet understand. I've had dates where I literally said 5 words over 2 hours. And yet by the end of the night, the man was enthralled, leaning forward as though my mere existence had carved space around him, directing his attention effortlessly, like a conductor commanding an orchestra with a glance. And that, my sisters, is the intoxicating reality of presence. It's invisible, subtle, and devastatingly powerful. It's Aristotle meeting Coco Chanel philosophy wrapped in silk, psychology draped in luxury, an energy that communicates everything without needing to speak a single word. Once you start seeing presence as a form of quiet command, everything shifts. Let me tell you about narrative control, one of the most underappreciated tools in feminine mastery. Every glance you allow, every laugh you time perfectly, every secret you withhold, becomes part of a carefully curated story about your story that others can't resist participating in. I once watched a friend, stunning in every way yet unaware of her own gravity, navigate a room full of high-powered executives. She was polite, soft-spoken, slightly hesitant, and she was invisible. The difference between her and a woman who commands space isn't beauty or clothes. It's energy alignment, rhythm mastery, and deliberate stillness. You anchor yourself first. Always. You set the tempo. You allow curiosity to chase you. I remember an evening at a rooftop party. Champagne glasses clinking, city lights spilling across our skin, where I simply leaned into a conversation, listening, tilting my head ever so slightly, letting a slow, teasing smile tug at my lips, and people literally circled around my aura without knowing why. That's the subtle dominance. Talking about it isn't aggressive or demanding. It's sovereign, like you are the queen of unspoken laws, and everyone else is simply navigating your gravity. Presence mastery also means movement psychology. Glide rather than rush. Articulate rather than flail. Breathe deliberately. Pace your gestures like a symphony. And always maintain a whisper of amusement and mystery. Luxury is behavior, not labels. It's pacing yourself like rare wine, not overexposing, not chasing, allowing attention to find you naturally, and understanding that your energy is currency. And yes, this extends to relationships, whether you are on a date, in a group of friends, or negotiating your worth in professional circles. Your aura shapes the interaction. People are magnetically drawn to calm, composed, subtly amused energy, because it signals mastery, security, and depth. That's why some women in Zara or H&M can own the room more than someone dripping in designer labels. Difference is internal sovereignty versus external reliance. You are not performing. You are existing at a level where people feel compelled to notice, compelled to lean in, compelled to orbit around your rhythm without ever realizing they are doing it. This, my loves, is the secret that women who radiate without trying have known for centuries, encoded in subtle gestures, refined pauses, and the mastery of their own psychological and energetic presence. Finally, let's talk about integration, full embodiment of aura mastery that turns every space you enter into your stage, every glance into a narrative, every pause into a strategic influence. Start with energy management. Understand that your internal rhythm dictates the room. When you are chaotic, anxious, or overeager, the environment mirrors that. When you are calm, subtly amused, aware, and deliberate, people bend around your energy as naturally as water flowing around a rock. Combine that with micro-psychological triggers, a lingering touch just enough to hint at warmth, a glance that suggests awareness of secrets they haven't shared, tonal shifts in speech that guide curiosity, and perfectly timed silence that fills the air like electricity. Presence is mastery, but presence plus narrative control becomes an art form. It's Plato meets psychology, meets luxury people. Remember how you make them feel, not what you say. And the beauty is this. Once you integrate aura mastery into every action, every step, every breath, you don't chase validation. You command it without effort. You move through rooms like velvet, attracting attention naturally, curating desire, shaping perceptions without uttering a single performative word. I want you to imagine leaving every interaction with an invisible trail of intrigue. People replaying your energy in their minds, subtly reorganizing their own behaviors around the space you occupy. And yes, it is teachable, replicable, and incredibly powerful because it starts with self-mastery, understanding your own worth, and the deliberate cultivation of subtle dominance that whispers luxury, control, and mystery all at once. So, today, I challenge you to observe your energy, refine your stillness, glide through your spaces deliberately. Let your eyes tease and your smile suggest, and let your presence do the work that words cannot. Start small, practice every day, and watch as the world unconsciously bends to the rhythm you set. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment your biggest takeaway, because once you master this, there is no room for being overlooked. Remember, my sisters, true power isn't shouted, it is radiated, felt, and quietly obeyed. Radiate without trying, command without effort, own every space you enter, and leave everyone around you wondering how does she do it. Smile quietly, because they've just glimpsed the power of a woman who knows her word hand that. My love is the most irresistible force in the universe. And now, my loves, let's take it one step further because aura mastery isn't just about how people see you in the moment. It's about how your presence resonates long after you've left the room. Imagine walking away from a dinner, a meeting, or even a casual coffee, and feeling the invisible ripple of attention trailing behind you. The subtle, almost imperceptible shifts in the way people carry themselves, as if the space itself is still bending toward your energy. That's the art of leaving an impression without a word, without a gesture that screams for validation, without a single effort that could ever be mistaken for trying too hard. You see, the women who truly radiate without effort understand this. They never chase. They never over-explain. They never let their value be questioned. Because they are inherently sovereign. Every micro pause, every tilt of the head, every breath and movement is a deliberate note in a symphony of attraction and influence that only the most attentive and most deserving will notice. And even then, they'll never fully decode it. Presence is a currency. My sisters, and the rich women of energy spend it wisely, deliberately, luxuriously. It's not about being loud. It's about being unforgettable. And while some may mistake it for flirtation or vanity, it's actually the highest form of intelligence, the perfect marriage of psychology, philosophy, and feminine mastery. When you leave a room, what lingers is not the volume of your voice or the labels on your dress. It's the subtle aura that whispers sophistication, control, and mystery, making people orbit around you without ever realizing it. So I want you to practice this every day. Refine your posture, pace your gestures, perfect your gaze, and curate your energy like a rare jewel. Let silence become your ally, curiosity your companion, and subtle dominance your signature. And remember this, every woman watching this has the ability to command, to influence, and to magnetize attention without uttering a single syllable, simply by embracing her own energy fully, unapologetically, and intentionally. Step into that truth, own it, live it, and let the world learn what it feels like when a woman truly knows her worth. Comment below your biggest realization. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's continue mastering this art together because once you begin radiating without trying, there is no going back, no fading into the background, and no one ever questioning your power again. You are the phenomenon. You are the standard. You are the force that people remember long after you leave. And my sisters, that, without question, is priceless.